everyone. Okay, so this is an introduction to a new topic. I call it the report card of the economy, but you might think of it as the sort of generic question, how is the economy doing? How are we doing? And the first response from most people is some kind of anecdotal story like, well, the economy's doing poorly because my brother-in-law lost his job, or my uncle got his hours reduced, or some such thing as that. Or maybe you saw some story on the news. But those anecdotal stories really don't get down to the objective question, how is the economy doing? To do that, we need some measures, some aggregated measures. And this section of the course is about those measures, what they are, how we calculate them, what kind of debate is behind each one, can we make them better, how to interpret them, things like that. So, we call this the report card of the economy, and I've listed just a few here. The ones that you see on the news a lot would be like the Consumer Price Index, which is a measure of inflation. There are two other measures of inflation that you might be aware of, but they don't get as much press, and that would be the Producer Price Index and the GDP deflator. They're in your book, but the one we're going to spend the most time on is the Consumer Price Index. And then there's, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I listed the Producer Price Index, the GDP deflator. And then there's the Gross Domestic Product. This is a measure of the economic activity in the economy, GDP. And we'll spend a good bit of time discussing how that thing is calculated and how to interpret it. Then there's the unemployment rate. It's on the news almost every week. You should be familiar with the general unemployment rate at the moment and what it's been historically, how it's calculated, and we'll spend some time doing that. Then there's the trade balance. It turns out there isn't a thing called the trade balance. Instead, there are four measures of international trade that we track and are published by the government. The simplest one is the merchandise trade balance, but then there are others like the balance on goods and services, the current account, and the capital account. We'll discuss those. National debt is kind of a political topic, and it's in the news. Actually, it's in the news now. And there's a great website called the National Debt Clock in real time. Maybe I'll load that up for you so you can see it. It's quite impressive and depressing. Then national income, which is related to GDP, and income inequality. So these are kind of the major ones that you see out there, but it's not all of them. There must be 100 different measures of how the economy is doing out there. But in this class, since we can't do them all, in this class we're going to restrict ourselves to 5 or 6, and they are these right here. Consumer Price Index, GDP, the unemployment rate, the trade balance, national debt. And if I have any time left over, I would like to do income inequality because it's become a really popular topic, and the technique we use for measuring income inequality has considerable flaws in it, and it'd be a good idea to show those to you. Alright, so this is the next section, and you will see out there on Blackboard little videos of each of these. And they're also in your book, and I will assign homework, and you'll find questions about them on old test. So, good luck. Bye-bye.